Hey, welcome to Board Game Today. I'm Brett. In my hands is Unmatched Redemption Row, the latest release for the Unmatched game. This is also the second release for Marvel to have come out, maybe third, depending on what you want to count. Deadpool being the surprise first, and then there's also Hell's Kitchen, which is being released at the same time. So Unmatched is a miniature board game where you go and pit figures against each other. It's a card-based game where you use the cards for moves. What's cool is all the releases can play against each other, so it's not just Marvel versus here. You can also have the Marvel characters fight like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, Little Red Riding Hood, just tons of characters throughout history and literature. Bruce Lee is another one, is a great example, is the first one I played with. So this box, Redemption Row, features Luke Cage, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight, perfectly timed for the Moon Knight television series. It's for ages 4 and up. This is a 2 to 3 player version, 20 to 40 minutes. Includes 95 cards, 3 characters, and 1 battlefield. Let's open up and show off what we get inside of this. Alright, all the rules that you need. You get a little bit of comic art, which is pretty cool. As you see, the rules, not all that complicated. It's actually a pretty simple game. I picked it up very quickly when I played at Gen Con many years ago. Already, thing that's noticing that I noticed on this is the art is very focused on the comics. The background art with the noise words, we get the explosions. It's really cool. There's even on the inside of the dials there is some art as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, some Egyptian stuff, I'm guessing, for Moon Knight. This is pretty cool. This is solid stuff. We also get side characters. It looks like we got Misty Knight that is joining Luke Cage. All right, let's go with the board. This is a double-sided board. We get the first one on the raft, and the second one is also the raft. So a little bit different, but not much. So we get the raft here. All right, let's go look at the figures themselves. We got Moon Knight. They do little washed figures, so it's not just quite plastic. Something I really do like. I know some people do paint their figures. The sculpts are looking really nice. Pretty solid stuff. Luke Cage is okay. Luke Cage actually looks more like Crusher Creel. Ghost Rider's pretty cool. That's a pretty hefty figure. Alright. This Luke has a little Misty Knight to help him out. And we got also the things for dials that you need. This has always been really nice. They do a great job of giving you spots to put everything. You can see the dials are underneath. Let's go through the actual cards and show them off. You can see I'm doing this live, one take, because otherwise I would not be busting you through to get the stupid cards open. Yeah, so I'm kind of pumped on this. I think it's going to be really fun pitting these characters, not just against each other, but also the stuff that's already been released for the game. I love Unmatched. It's one of my favorite games. I think it's constantly been really fun and well balanced, and strategies are always interesting. These are always a pain in the butt to open up. There we go. Well, that didn't do a whole lot. There we go. see here. We've got cards for Luke Cage and Misty. Ghost Rider. Interesting enough, Misty Knight. Moon Knight. And then Khonshu himself. The fact that they have that trio is actually really cool. It shows the level of detail that we see in this game. Here we go. Let's go through the cards. Alright, we got doing damage to both characters. Easy way to bust through your deck. A little deck, not in control, but deck burning. Moving after combat to get in better position. Feels very appropriate for Moon Knight. Allowing you to change the identity, which is pretty cool. So each character obviously gives you a bit different abilities. Ability to move, not just move, but move through other players. Look at the top 3 cards of the opponent's deck, discard one of them, place the other 2 back, so you can burn through your opponent's deck. Got enough for us. Draw 2 cards to take damage, which seems very appropriate for Moon Knight. Recover 2 health, and if you start a different space, gain an action. So his healing is covered. If you want combat, draw a card. Pretty basic on that one. I'm loving the art. The art on this is really cool. Cancel opponent effects. Add boost value of the top card or discard pile to this card's value. Boost attack, which also feels very appropriate for Moon Knight. Alright, let's see what Luke Cage brings. I'm going to go with a lot of things nodding to his vulnerability, and then his strength. Well, that one opened way easier. Apparently just Moon Knight didn't want to give up his secrets. There we go. After combat, move the opposing fighter up to 3 spaces. Move them through other opposing fighters. Deal 1 damage to them in each that you move through. So you kind of like push them back in a punch. Cool. Boost the attack. Just very simple. Sweet Christmas with some damage. Combat, deal damage to the opposing fighter if you lose. Also feels appropriate. Things bouncing off, hitting them. Place them against opposing fighter, getting them up into close combat. That makes sense. If you win combat, draw 2 cards. Something with Misty Knight. You may swap spaces with Luke. If she does, Luke is now the defender. If Misty is adjacent to opposing fighter, the value of the card is 6. So lots of working with Misty, it looks like. Makes sense. Moving opposing fighter up to 3 spaces. Art on this is really cool. Cancel effective opponent's cards if you want combat and the turn. If you won combat, choose 2 cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck if you won. After combat, draw 1 card. Nice, simple card. And then regroup. Draw 1 card. If you won the combat, draw 2 cards. Or if you won, draw 2 instead. So lots of pulling out cards. I'm going to guess working towards that sweet Christmas and just getting the punch in. Alright, Ghost Rider is going to be fascinating. I have absolutely no idea what to expect for this one. Out of all of them, this is the one I have no idea. Penance Stare. Add boost value of opposing fighter's card to this card value. Spend 2 Hellfire and do it a second time. That seems like that's going to be pretty popular. After combat, spend 1 Hellfire, draw 2 cards. So clearly Hellfire is a pretty big thing with this. Set your Hellfire to 5. After combat, spend 2 Hellfire to gain 1 action. So there's a lot of Hellfire. Hellfire management seems like it's going to be pretty key to Ghost Rider. Spend 1 Hellfire to move Ghost Rider up to 2 spaces. I finally escaped Hell. Deal with the Devil. You may spend any amount of Hellfire, increase the value of this card by that amount. That could be a pretty big deal. Nice blow to finish the game. Move Ghost Rider up to 1 adjacent fighter, and 1 adjacent fighter up to 4 spaces each. Gain 2 Hellfire and gain 1 action. It's called Hell Rides With Me. Very appropriate. Dragging someone along. Card's value is +1 for each Hellfire you have. One's going to be pretty popular, I think. If you lost combat, gain Hellfire equal to the amount of combat damage you took. Interesting. Kind of juicing up. Feels like that would be a mechanic the Hulk would see after a while, too. Spend any amount of Hellfire, deal that damage to each fighter in Ghost Rider's zone, including Ghost Rider. That's interesting. After combat, if Ghost Rider started this turn in a different space, gain 2 Hellfire. So looks like Hellfire is a pretty big deal of the management of that, and cancel effects on your opponent's cards. We've seen that one for each of them. Alright, so this is a pretty interesting release. I think each character clearly has their own style. They bring something a little bit different to the game and this particular set and release. Yeah, nothing underneath. The board looks pretty nice. Overall, I mean, if you are a fan of the characters, if you want to get Unmatched, I think this is a great way to go about it. You get, of course, everything you need to play. Dials, figures, boards, rules, everything. And what's, again, cool is that it works with every other Unmatched release that has come out. As I said, there's another one called Hell's Kitchen. It's got Daredevil, I think Bullseye and Elektra is the other 2. We will have an unboxing of that as well. And hopefully get some games in. We can do a little deeper dive into the characters. If you want the latest game news, board games, role-playing games, card games, miniature games, just games in general, check us out every single day at boardgametoday.com. We'll have links where you can purchase your own copy below. There'll probably be affiliate links. By purchasing through that, you'll help support our site, so thank you. And just watch our videos to support us, as always. Thank you for that. Until next time, keep rolling the dice. Get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching Board Game Today. We always appreciate your views and your support, but there are so many ways for you to support our site. Not only can you do right here on video, but you can go and check us out at boardgametoday.com, where we have more news, reviews, interviews, everything you could ever want. But since you're here, if you could, you can always give us a like, subscribe, or share our videos or watch something else. Is always much appreciated, and get your game on.